What is up, everybody? So today is episode 6 of my road to a 260 kilo bench. Today is our comp doubles. So as you all know, last week I did 220 and you're probably wondering why I'm doing 220 again. The answer is kind of a simple one on this. I'm guessing what was a head cold at some point over the last couple of days. Basically woke up this morning, went to blow my nose, and it was all kind of the Grinch colours. So it wasn't great. I feel fine though, but the weight isn't as quick as I'd like it to be. We've also got family in town today, so it's one of these days I'm just going to clean up the 220 from last week. I'm going to have a better pause and it will be a better RPE. So we're still progressing. In all, you know, having these kind of setbacks isn't a big issue, especially, you know, we're literally 3 weeks after Nationals. If there's going to be a time to have them, it's now, rather than 3 weeks before Nationals. So yeah, we've got this for a double. Should be relatively smooth. And yeah, let's go. Well, that definitely moved a lot better. Technically wise, it was a lot sounder as well. Something that happened at Nationals was I kind of just bullied the 240 bench. And it's part of the reason why I failed the 248 was I just let the bar sink me and I went to press and it wasn't there. So what we're working back on now is that lighter touch, not just dropping the hips, but kind of holding them to the bench very lightly, and then just making sure the technique feels great. I think that set showed compared to last week's, it all moving in the right direction. So we've just got back off now, and then accessories, which I'll be doing with the camera woman, my wife. So that top set moved really well. There is definitely more room for a pause, but I think that technique, if the previous techniques had been far too heavy on the muscle side, that technique was slightly too far on the technique side. I didn't feel like I could quite get all of the muscle mass I have behind that for the press. So we're getting there. Each day we're getting closer. But we're still going to progress our back offs. So even though we did 220 last week, the same as we did this week, we only did 180 for our back offs, and today we're going to do 185. So for those that always feel like, oh, I'm not progressing, take your focus away from your top sets. That's what I do. If I'm not able to kind of see my progress by ease of movement or technique, then I'll go, how's my back offs doing? Are they getting heavier? And in this case, yes, they are. So we've got 3x7 at 7 here now.
Maybe two. Depends on that. So like on New Year, I'll probably have like slippers and something like that. Chill out, Johnny. That's it for me. Yeah. Hey? What?
Oh, so that was a good balance, that set. Instead of staying too internally positioned, I got myself to a nice kind of like tuck position, and I felt a lot of the strength. I definitely think the ideal rep is where I start and unrack, internally shoulder rotated, flared elbows, and then I compact back into that position. That's when I feel I get my best work. There, I kind of stayed too much, so first few reps flew. But as they started to get more tired, I started to then roll out into the flare, and that really ramped kind of my difficulty setting, which is not what we want. But we've got 2 more sets. What I'll do is, because Charlie used to work out as well, is I'll see you for the variations and the accessories, and you'll just have to trust me that the rest move well. So I'll see you for those. So you guys didn't see it, but the first couple of reps, I was a little bit heavy of a weight. I was up at the 50s, but I wasn't happy with the range of motion. they were stopping kind of just above the chest where I felt maximal chest tightness. And I was going through and like, I can bench press very heavy dumbbells. I can incline press 75 kilos, but I'm not trying to just keep battering the same muscles that I'm going after with my bench in the same way. So I've dropped the weight down to 40s, and I'm going to try and have like really long internal rotation through the shoulder. And that's dead stop in a press. I want to get after muscle hypertrophy rather than just trying to shift the most weight possible and adding even more fatigue than necessary to my sessions. Definitely a different feeling, definitely reached failure. Definitely felt better, like healthier for my shoulders. I felt a good level of stretch as well. We've all got lateral raises left and like some form of back row. Charlie, I think's got neutral grip row, and I've got some like single arm rows. So we'll see if maybe some lateral raises, but definitely the back exercise. So on to the last accessory. I've just gone for a close grip neutral pull. They don't have a seal row in a pure gym, kind of, unfortunately, but this will imitate the kind of back activation we want regardless. Not really much to say about it. Charlie and I kind of need to hurry up, so we're going to do this for a couple of sets and then we're heading off. So a bit of a shorter one this week, but you still got to see the most important thing, which was a very smooth 220 double. So that is episode 6 of my road, I think episode 6, to a 260 kilo bench done. There are days where you're not going to be moving forward, where it's not just going to be more weight and more weight and more weight. And today was one of those days, you know. Ideally, I would have liked to go like a 277.5 double, but it wasn't there. And forcing it would have kind of put a halt to any of the further doubles I might have got next week. You know, it would have stagnated me at a minimum of 227.5. If I can put up like 230, 232.5 next week, that will still be PR territory for me. And that'll be PR at this body weight, regardless of what I hit and also all time. So we're still moving in the right direction. And today's bench just felt beautiful. Kind of swinging through and keeping the internal rotation for the initial like latch into the bench and then squeezing. It worked a charm. I felt all kinds of stretches down the front of my body and I felt really powerful. So all in all, the session's been great. I'm feeling big and my bench is looking big. So it's a positive trend. But if you've enjoyed this, please do feel free to drop a follow, drop a like, drop a comment. You can ask anything you want and I'll be happy to answer. And if you know anyone that might like these videos, please do share it with them. I appreciate all the support. I hope your lifts stay big, your stress stay small. I've been the Bench Viking, and I'll catch you for episode 7 on my road to a 260 kilo bench. Catch.